right, so does it open up or down? Up, why? What's positive? The A value, thank you. No, that's the graph stuff. All right, so A, do a different color, is up. B, X equals negative B over 2A, right? Which is negative 3 over 2 times 1, which is negative 3/2, right? So the AOS is this equation. It's a vertical line through negative 3/2, right? Yeah. Questions? We good on that? Okay. C is the vertex. Okay. This number we got for the axis of symmetry is the X value of the vertex, because the vertex sits on that axis of symmetry, right? So those X values are the same. So what I do then is I plug negative 3/2 in for X to find the Y value of the vertex. Okay? So you just put it in your calculator. We'll just review that too while we're doing this. Okay? So parentheses, negative 3 divided by 2, parentheses, squared, plus 3, parentheses, negative 3 divided by 2 for the negative 3/2, minus 1. So negative 3.25. If you want to write it as a fraction, I'll review that with you again. Go to the math button and just hit enter twice. It'll change any decimal to a fraction for you. So negative 13/4. So that's what I usually write as the fraction. Okay? But if you wrote the decimal, that's okay. Questions on that? Okay. Part D was the y-intercept. The x value is always 0, and we can just look at it in, this is called standard form, right?
Yeah.
It's what? Negative 1. So to do my graph, I've got 2 points. The vertex and the y-intercept and the axis of symmetry. Okay? So then to get that third point for my parabola, I go the same distance this is from that in the opposite direction, right? Because it's symmetrical, right? So that's this here. All right, so here is our y-intercept. Here is our vertex. So I'm to the right of this 1.5, so I go to the left of it 1.5. So there's that third point, so I know what to connect. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's like number 1 on our quiz, right? Now, if we add number 2 in to this one, is this a minimum or a max? This one's a min, right? It opens up, it's got a min because it's at the very bottom, right? Minimum spot, the bottom of the cup or the valley, whatever you want to think about. Okay. My domain, so this is a min. Okay. What's the minimum value? Negative 3.25, right? It's the y value of the vertex. That's the minimum value. Domain is always what for these? All real numbers. And then the range is y, since it's a minimum, greater than or equal to that minimum value. Okay? All right? So that's like adding number 2 into this one. Okay? All right. Let's go to here to do number 1 for the practice course. Okay, so number 1, there's 5 things I asked for, so each one's 2 points, so it's worth 10. And everything else is worth 5, it comes out to 30-point quiz. All right, so number 1 was negative. It's in function form, I think, isn't it? Okay, so part A opens down, right? You can write down, you can do like I do, you can just do little arrows pointing down. Okay? Part B, x equals negative of a negative 4. Most of you will just put 4, which is okay, over 2 times A, which is positive 4 over negative 2, which equals negative 2. So, okay? So, B's answer, A's answer, C, the vertex is negative 2. And then I'm going to go negative 2 squared. Oh, and the negative out front, don't forget that. Minus 4 times negative 2 plus 3. Okay? So just put it in the calculator. Again, do I need to do that? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
You get 7. You get that? Negative 2, 7. So there's that answer. All right. D is really easy. Just squeeze it in there. What is it? Yeah, 3, 0, 3. Question, oops, come on. Question so far? So just like the one we warmed up with, right? And then graph it. Okay? So, 0, 3 is my y-intercept. Negative 2, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My axis of symmetry is right up negative 2 there. Oops, I didn't need that extra one, huh? Oh, why did... Really? Okay. So my other point that I need is 2 away from that, this way. Again, I know it should go there, because it's symmetrical about that, right? Don't put it up here and think it goes this way, because what did we say in the beginning? It goes down, right? Every year, somebody puts that right. When they graph it up, going the other way. Come on, man. Really? Does that ever happen to you, Mr. Druff?
Absolutely.
It does. Okay, so don't make those careless mistakes. Any questions on number 1? Okay. Let's move on to number 2. Guess I should get the actual problems, huh? All right. Find the min or maximum value of this function. This quadratic function. Then state the domain and range. So there's 3 things we're looking for, right? All right, so since it's 2x squared, Nicole, does it open up or down? Up, very good. All right, so we got a positive 2 there, it opens up. So does that mean we have a min or a max, Sammy? The min, right? It's a, like this, it's min. If we had to do this one, it would have been a what? That would have been a max, okay? Kennedy, does that make sense? Kennedy, what do I do to find this minimum value? How do I find that minimum value? What do I have to do? What did you get? You didn't give me a number? Did you give me a domain? Okay, what did you get for the range? Oh, okay. What do we got to do, Ian, to find that minimum value? If we look at this last one, this was a max, and the maximum value would have been 7. All right? So this one is a min. So how do I find that minimum value? Yeah, but what do I got to find so I know what it is? Okay, what did I find here? I said the answer was 7. So what is that? Yeah, I have to find the vertex, right? To answer this question, I got to find the vertex. So we got to go through our steps to find the vertex. All right, so the first step is this, right? So I know what to put in there. Great?
So if it opens down, is it maximum?
Yes. Opens down, it's a max. Opens up, it's a min. Okay, if you just look at the graph, it's got a minimum point. This keeps going forever, so does it really have a max? It never stops, right? It never gets to the very top of it. But it gets to a lowest point, right? Lowest minimum. If it's like this one, it's got a highest point. Everything from there goes down, right? This goes down forever, so there's no lowest point. This keeps going. But there is a highest point or a maximum point, okay? Any other questions? All right, so negative b, so if b is negative 2, negative b would be positive 2 over 2 times 2, 2 times a, so that's 2/4, which is 1/2, or you can use 0.5, that's fine. Okay, but that's not the minimum value, is it? Okay, it's the y value of the vertex, right? So I have to finish that vertex. Okay? So if you want to use 0.5 in your calculator, that's fine. So when you put that in your calculator, that gives you 4.5. So that's our minimum value. But we're not done. You still have to tell me domain and range. Domain, you guys all know it's all real numbers. Range, since it's a minimum, is it y greater than or equal to or y less than or equal Greater. Minimum, everything's bigger than it, greater than it, right? And you just use that 4.5 that you already found. Do we understand those two problems now? Does that make sense to you? It should. It's kind of common sense, isn't it? Just got to know our little formula, negative b over 2a, right? Okay. How do I graph it? What button do I start with? Y equals, right? All right. Make sure we're keeping our noses covered. So 2x squared minus 2x plus 5. Good graph. Okay. Didn't I show you the other day how to find the intercepts on the calculator? What is it, Sydney? Yeah, second trace. Second trace is next to graph. What's it say for number 3? Minimum. You know it's a minimum because it went like this, right? So go down to 3. What's left bound mean? Make sure you're left of that point, right? Am I left of it right now? You don't think? So I hit my left arrow key a little bit. Am I left of it now? You think? Yeah, so hit enter. And right bound, get to the right of the point you're trying to look at. So hit the right arrow key till it kind of goes around the bottom there. It's right of it now, isn't it? Hit enter. And then hit guess. What number is that going to give me? Right. All right. The y, 4.5. I don't know why it said, well, that's why. It's 1/2, 4.5, right? It gave me the vertex. Okay. All right, number 3. Find the zeros by factoring. So when it's in function form like this, f of x, they call it a 0. Is there a GCF? No. Is there a difference of squares? Some are difference of cubes? No. So, is it a special trinomial? No. Is it a regular trinomial? Yes. Okay. What's the A value? What's the B value? No, not 9. Negative 9. What's the C value? 1. Okay. So when A is 1, it's really easy. The only way to get x squared is x times x, right? When this is plus, I told you this, but some of you don't listen. If that's addition, they're both factors or whatever's in front of the 9 there, in front of the B. Okay? If the C is negative, then I need a plus and a minus. Okay? So what factors of 20, what times what is 20 added is 9? Jordan. Yeah, 4 and 5. Remember, this is equal to what? 0. When we solve these, we have to set it equal to 0. So to finish up, some of you stopped right here. Okay? But we're not done. Don't stop until you can tell me what the two x values equal. And again, most of you can tell me by looking at the factored form, but don't forget to do that part. Questions? That's finding the zeros when it's in function form. Number 4 is the exact same type of problem, but it says find the roots because it's in equation form. That's all. Roots, zeros are the same thing. Solutions, okay? So they already have it set equal to 0. It's another one of those regular trinomials. You think tomorrow will be pretty similar? Or do I try to mix it up on you and show you something totally different? I show you totally different stuff from quiz to test? No.
I like great talk on
All right, so
it.
same type of deal. There's no GCF. It's a regular trinomial. That's plus, so it's x what? No, that's positive, so they're both whatever's in front of the b. All right, so we're looking for factors. What times what is 24? 2 times 12?
Yeah.
Does that equal 24?
Yeah.
What's that equal when you add?
14.
Oh, that's what we want, huh? Now, some of you stopped here also. Okay, we're not done, just like the last one. We do this to finish it up. And again, most of you can tell me the answers from looking here, which is fine, but make sure you tell me.
So we don't have to like write out like the math part, we can just like write.
X equals -2 and x equals -12, yeah. Any questions on 3 or 4? Same type of problem, okay? All right. What if you had one that said this? 3x squared minus 75 is 0. What do I do first? Which is 3. Then what?
Oh.
Back.
Would you break down to x minus 5 and x plus 5?
Yep. That's number 2 on our list. The difference of squares. Square root of x squared, square root of 25, plus and minus. What are my answers? 5 and -5. This one is x equals 5. This one is x equals -5. Can I say that equals, can I write this sentence equation? No. Now, if it was like that, should have put it here. Then what's my GCF? 3x. This would have stayed x squared minus 25, sorry. I wanted to do it up there. Again, you won't get one this tough, but then could I say 3x equals 0? I could do that, right? Again, you won't get one like this tomorrow, but down the road, you might. Okay? So just giving you something to think about. And then our last one, number 5, you were given 2 zeros, 4 and -10. How did I tell you to start these? No. Well, we started always as what? X minus. We make binomials in parentheses. Okay? We just put those numbers in here. 4 and -10. But 2 minuses make it plus. That's what Kate was trying to tell me. Now, what do I do to finish? Not factor. FOIL, right? So we FOIL. First, x times x. Outer or outside, x times 10. inside or inner negative 4x. Last, negative 4 times 10 is negative 40. We get x squared plus 6x minus 40. That's what I'm looking for. Some of you didn't quite do that. Any questions? Think we're ready? John, what about you?
Yeah.
Ready for another time.
Okay. You ready? Again, too many of you are letting your noses stick out. We have got to do a better job of that. Too many of you are getting queued up. Also, you guys know how to get here, right? Yeah, right there. For this class, you can get there, right? So, if you get queued up, if you get sick with the flu, if you had to go to the dentist in this class, Kennedy, I'm talking. All you gotta do is hit the link. This is what we did today. There's the practice quiz. Okay? I screencastified this. All right? So I can stop sharing now.